A big traffic heads up for you this morning as workers start to fix a very busy part of Cole that's near downtown Albuquerque after a water line busted there yesterday.
Yeah, the line broke yesterday under the roadway between Spruce and Cedar. Now, this is just east of I-25. The Water Authority says that the lead coal improvement project that was recently completed may have had something to do with the break.
Water in that area is back on, but it's going to take workers a couple of days to fix the pavement, and they say that could back up traffic for that time. And starting today, going through Saturday, New Mexico 502 will be closed from 8:30 in the morning until 3:30 in the afternoon for road work. This is about 2 miles of the highway from the Colores restaurant to the Los Alamos Patrol Yard. Then after this weekend, work on the highway will begin again on Monday. It should all be done by the 14th. A good way to get around this is take the New Mexico 4 and East Jemez truck route to Los Alamos.
Today, state lawmakers and the State Public Safety Union will get together to talk about how to keep cops and firefighters from walking out because of some big benefit cuts that are on the table. The Public Employee Retirement Fund, or PARA, is nearly $5 billion in the red, and a lot of PARA members are people in law enforcement. Now, leaders are now trying to come up with a plan to keep public safety, including cops, from bailing all at once and cashing in on their current retirement plans. Now, the plan includes cutting the cost of living increase from retirees from 3% to 2% and change the boost from every 2 to every 7 years. The PARA board is also looking at raising the retirement age. Now, we asked leaders if they are worried that members like police officers would leave.
The board has tried to address that, and I think in the end there may not be a mass exodus. Again,
details will be hammered out today in Santa Fe.
Some political news for you now. It looks like Martin Heinrich has a double-digit lead over Heather Wilson in the race for the U.S. Senate. The latest Rasmussen poll that came out yesterday shows Mr. Heinrich up 52 to 39. That is 13 points. Now, a little more than a month ago, the same poll showed Heinrich was up by 7 points. Now, here's something to know, though. The poll from yesterday gave people a chance to pick a third-party candidate as well. An independent, John Barry, he ended up getting 3% of the votes.
I think he has the potential to maybe shake things up a little bit, but I think given, his Tea Party alliances, if he's going to pull votes from anybody, it'll probably be from Heather Wilson, so that's not a good sign.
We have 2 kids.
And another sign that is not good. Last month, the Republican Senate Campaign Committee pulled hundreds of thousands of dollars that it had set aside for Wilson's ads. It is now sending that money to more competitive races.
The president at New Mexico State University is out. The Board of Regents unanimously approved a separation agreement with Barbara Couture at a meeting in Las Cruces yesterday. She'll basically be on leave until the end of the year and will also get a $450,000 payout. Vice President Wendy Wilkins will be in charge until the regents pick an interim president.
The process for looking for a permanent president will take several months, and so we will be patient and make sure that we're selecting the right person for the job to address the challenges that New Mexico State faces.
The regents would not say why Couture is leaving, except that the decision was mutual. We do know Couture has recently been criticized for the Aggie athletic teams being left without a conference and over some problems with a nursing program. Governor Susana Martinez is now looking for a new Department of Health secretary. Catherine Torres announced she is resigning to spend more time with her family after the death of her mother. Her resignation is effective October 15th. Deputy Secretary Bragg McGarth will take over until a replacement is named.
A restaurant here in downtown Albuquerque has a lot of extra work to do this morning, and it's not in the kitchen. Tucanos has to take down all of these signs that it put up all around the city. They're advertisements that look like campaign ads. The city says it's not what the signs say that's a problem, but rather it's where they are.
It does appear that there are some signs that have been placed within the right-of-way, and not on private property, which is a requirement of the code.
Tucanos' general manager says the signs will be taken down by this morning. Right now, state police are looking for whoever was growing a lot of pot in northern New Mexico. Agents found 250 plants between 6 and 8 feet tall in Ojo Caliente yesterday. They also found a solar-powered pump and a hand-dug well nearby.
A bait car set up by police in one Albuquerque neighborhood to try and curb car thefts is apparently working. APD says a man recently stole a car from a South Valley neighborhood near 86th and Tower yesterday. Police tried to stop him, but he apparently ditched the car and took off on foot. Now, cops say a woman who was following the suspect was arrested. They eventually found the suspect hiding out in a yard nearby. Well, you will notice something new at Balloon Fiesta Park this year. It's something that will bring together the museum and the park, as well as honor two famous balloonists.
It's a tribute area and it'll connect the park to the Anderson Abruzzo Albuquerque International Balloon Museum, and it's all in memory of Richard Abruzzo and Carol Reimer Davis, who died in a balloon race about 2 years ago. News 13's David Romero is live at the park now. And David, is this going to be open for all of us to see during the Fiesta this year?
Well, Matt, it'll be open 100% throughout the year, and especially during Balloon Fiesta time. It'll be a special time to remember two of ballooning's best. Those include Carol Reimer Davis and Richard Abruzzo, who were piloting a balloon in the Gordon Bennett gas balloon race back in 2010 when it went down off the coast of Italy. Both of the pilots were recovered and their balloon were found about 2 months later. Now, Abruzzo was finally brought home and laid to rest. Now his family and the city are paying tribute to him, as well as Reimer Davis, in the tribute area. Now, the city's website says the Albuquerque voters approved a $500,000 GO bond for this project back in 2011. Another $250,000 is coming in from the Sandia Peak Ski and Tram companies. Now, this tribute is even more special because of Abruzzo's ties to New Mexico and ballooning.
We really feel Fiesta as an extension of our family. We feel a lot of love there, a lot of healing there, and a lot of Richard there. So any aspect of that in a lot of ways brings comfort. You know, it is hard.
And that ribbon cutting will take place here behind the Balloon Museum at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Matt, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, David. The city is also taking contributions from anyone wishing to donate to that project. Of course, we'll be at the tribute this afternoon. We'll show it to you later today right here on News 13.